Brad, Melbourne this week, would you have preferred a tougher sort of run into the finals with the game, or is this sort of a nice way to sort of go through?
Oh no, it's our attitude is that we're expecting Melbourne's best, and round 23 or the last game of the year, the home and away season's always thrown up some interesting results, and we expect them to come out all guns blazing. So we won't be underestimating them, by any stretch. And our players are all fighting for position, so we expect it to be a hot game and as good a preparation as any game would be.
4 years ago, you played Melbourne in the last round. You were just out of the finals contention. Great game. You got it top. I think since then you've won like 47 games. They've won 18. Are you surprised looking back then when people thought these are two teams on the up that you've managed to do it but they haven't, or how the teams have changed?
Oh, look, I mean, I've been focused on us, not so much on anyone else, and it's been good that we've been able to keep working and keep putting ourselves in contention each year. But I mean, we've still got a lot of improvement. So I mean, we're sitting sixth now. We'd like to be higher up on the ladder, and our focus is on what we can do. And the Melbourne's challenges and their list build and all those things are for them and for other people to comment on. It's far be it from me to talk about where they're at.
You mentioned the battle for spots inside the four walls here. What is the scrap like? I mean, they've all got a point to prove, don't they, heading into the final series?
Yeah, it's really pleasing. I mean, we expect Joel Tippett and, certainly Robbie Nahas to play this week. We expect Joel Tippett to be a good chance to come back in. And, if that's the case, other than our, long-term injured, it's the best our injury list has been all year. So, it's a fit and available list, and players in good form, and Hansen, Wells and McMillan will come back into the side this week as well. So, the challenge for spots is really, really pleasing. And, in terms of our health, we're the best we've been all year.
Given that, what is the list? What can the list achieve come September? I mean, you don't put a limit on it, I guess.
No, we're gonna go out and give it an almighty crack. I mean, that's our attitude. So, but in terms of predicting what's going to happen, no one can do that, or no one can guarantee it. So. We're in good shape. We're going to have a crack at it. We're in the best shape we've been in all year, and this is the time of year you want to be in good shape.
Any temptation to rest players this week, Brad, given the home finals all but locked up?
I don't look at it as resting. I mean, the way we look at it is that we've got some good ins. I've mentioned Wells, McMillan and Hansen will come into the senior side. Nahas will play in the VFL. Tippett, we hope, will play in the VFL. But with that, we've got to be smart. I mean, I think that Luke McDonald's had an exceptional year. I think that you look at him in the rising star. I mean, we're sitting sixth on the ladder. He's kept very, very good players out of the side all year. Terrific job on Roy Sloane last year. I mean, he's easily in our best side. But he's played every game this year, bar one that he missed with illness. So he's one we'll look at maybe whether he needs a spell or not, just to get him cherry ripe for the week after. Probably Michael Frito's the other one who's been exceptional for us this year, but he's carried a really heavy workload. So, but we're looking at, if those guys go out, they get replaced by Wells, McMillan and Hansen. So, good players coming in.
The last 3 years, last 2 years, I think you've had 8 guys play every game. This year it's 9, another 4 have missed one. Is it sort of long enough now that it's not just good luck, it's probably more than that?
Oh yeah, we've got enormous faith in our medical staff and our conditioning staff to get our players up and going. We've been a little bit unfortunate this year with some of the collision, bone, joint type injuries, but the soft tissue record's been fantastic. So our medical staff are really highly regarded, and as they should be.
Both affiliates, North Ballarat and Werribee, taking on each other in the VFL finals. Do you sort of tell the blokes just to get a little bit easy on each other, don't bash each other up?
No, I think that look, players want to play. We've talked about the desperation for spots in our side, so that'll be a cracking game on Sunday. And our instruction to our players will be to, fight for your football life, fight for your season, fight for your spot in the side, and we want to play desperate competitors in the finals because that's what winning finals requires.
How much footy would Robbie Nahas have to play in the VFL before you'd really think about promoting him again, Brad?
Well, he's now at the point where he's available to play. I mean, he's done a hell of a lot of conditioning work because it's been a shoulder. It's kept him out of contact, but so his condition should be okay. but it's purely based on performance now. So we're not limited in terms of the medical and conditioning staff saying he can't play a full game. It'll be based on how he goes.
You mentioned desperate competitors. Is Jack Zeeble one of those guys? I mean, he showed what he can, the class he possesses on the weekend.
Oh, he's certainly one of them. He leads the way in that area. So we've always rated Jack really highly, and look, probably 5 years ago we thrust him into a position that he certainly wasn't conditioned for and he wasn't ready for. But I think that players like Jack Zeeble relish this time of year. You can see that the weather, as it warms up, finals just around the corner, and this is what players like Jack live for.
Locking a late withdrawal last week, Brad, was that just purely precautionary?
No, we really wanted him to play. He was the morning of the game. He pulled up a little bit sore from training, so he obviously flew to Hobart. He was selected to play. We only withdrew him half an hour before the teams had to be lodged. So the plan was for him to play. He just didn't come up.
And you mentioned Hobart. Nice to see the club get another 3 home games there over the next couple of years.
Yeah, it's terrific. It's terrific, and it's great that the people of Hobart have embraced the footy club, because we've certainly embraced Hobart, and we need to build new markets, and we want to build our supporter base, and we want to make Blundstone Arena a real fortress for us, and we love playing there. So another 3 games next year is a great result.
Consider to your last time you made the finals, I think your scoring's dropped slightly, but I think you're conceding 3 goals a game fewer than then. Do you feel now better placed because you seem to be tighter at the back?
Yeah, I think we're certainly better balanced than we've been in the past. But I mean, ideally you want to tighten up defensively and maintain or increase your scoring power. So we got the balance a little bit skewed at the start of the year, but we feel like that balance is coming back.
In terms of Tassie, Brad, have you thought about the fixturing that you might look for over the next deal, whether you might try and get some of the big Victorian clubs, say like Richmond, down there?
I think, to be honest, Nick, it's probably a question more for Carl Delena and James Brayshaw. I mean, in terms of my position as coach, we'll play wherever the AFL's fixture is to play against whoever they suit us up against. I saw a headline during the week that it was something like Scott wants to play final at Etihad. I don't recall ever saying that. In fact, what I said was we echo Ross Lyon's sentiments, and we'll play in the car park if they want us to. So whether that's a final next week or whether it's the fixture next year, we'll just play where we're fixtured.
Would you like to play a final at Etihad?
No, we'll play where we're fixtured. So whatever the AFL tell us to play, we'll be there.
And what was Daniel Wells able to do in his week off? Was it any more intense running than he's been doing of late?
Yeah, he did a game simulation session on the weekend and did that really well. So he's in really good condition. It's been a long, steady build for him, and we saw him play pretty well against the Bulldogs, and we think he'll build on that performance.
And Jamie McMillan, Brad, I imagine must have been pretty impressive in his 2 games back to be recalled after such a long time out.
Yeah, it's probably reflects the standing in which we hold him. Important player for us, really smart player, good emerging young leader. He's had a good steady build-up, played reasonably well last week, but the last start in Frankston against Frankston was really good. So we think he'll come in and have an impact, but he's going to have to fight for his spot like a lot of others.
Thanks.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, guys.